It's a pleasure to have you with us here on RT this morning. Talk about serving up your citizens' private information on a silver platter to another state. That's exactly what happened in a hush-hush deal between the US and Israel, and Washington didn't bother to clear key data from raw intelligence reports it shared with its partner. Paula Soler has more on this.
What we're talking about here is a top-secret 5-page memorandum of understanding that lays out all the details of intelligence sharing between the NSA and its Israeli counterpart. What it does reveal is that the NSA routinely shared raw intelligence with Israel without first sifting this information to remove information that was inside relating to American citizens. It states that Israel is allowed to receive raw intelligence signal. It includes unevaluated and unminimized transcripts, gist, faxes, telex, voice and digital network intelligence, metadata and content. And that is a quote. At the same time, the agreement places no legally binding limits on the use of the data by the Israelis. So while the memorandum does say that the material has to be handled in accordance with US law, and at the same time the Israelis have agreed not to deliberately target Americans who are identified in the data, there is no kind of legal obligation to back up these claims. In this respect, what it reads is that the agreement is not intended to create any legally enforceable rights. It is not an international agreement and it is not legally binding. It also says that the Israelis were required to destroy upon recognition any communication that is either to or from an official in the US government. This includes the White House, cabinet departments, the House of Representatives and the Senate, amongst others. The NSA so far has declined to answer specific questions about this agreement. An NSA spokesperson has said that the agency insists that the shared intelligence complies with all laws governing privacy. There was a statement that they did release, and in that statement they said, and again I'm quoting, "We are not going to comment on any specific information sharing arrangements or the authority under which any such information is collected. The fact that intelligence services work together under specific and regulated conditions mutually strengthens the security of both nations." So that has been their formal response.
And while some journalists and activists hope that Edward Snowden's revelations will inspire a security revolution, professional opinions on the NSA's ways of doing business are being met with daggers. Cryptographer Matthew Green published a blog post on how the agency is waging its war against privacy, but was shortly asked by the Johns Hopkins University, where he works, to take it down. In an interview with RT, he explained what he found out from the leaked information.
What we learned is that the NSA has a hard time breaking encryption, so what they've done is they've actually tried to take the products that perform encryption and make them worse, make them weaker, so that it's easier for them to break that encryption. The NSA is willing to make U.S. security a little bit weaker, because remember, it's not just non-U.S. citizens who are using these products, it's Americans too, and they're willing to, in a sense, put our credibility on the line, our entire industry on the line, in order to access the communications of whoever it is they want to listen to. We have a big debate ahead of us. How much spying? I mean, there's a range anywhere from 0% spying to 100% spying, and I think we have to figure out what the right balance is. I think what we're learning is that the American public is not comfortable with what we're learning about that balance.
I do bear in mind there always are many more stories on our website.